Sure. I'm Ellen Carruth. I am a faculty member in the Master of Arts in Counseling program here, and I teach several of the core courses. And what else do I do? In addition to that, I do some research and have included some of the students from the program in the research that we're doing.
And I am Jamie White, and I also am an admissions advisor here for this Master's in Counseling program. I'm also alumni, so and then I had the research interest, and so Ellen asked me to be a part of this.
I'm Lisa Gormley-Leinster, and I'm a third-year student in the Masters in Counselling program here at CityU, and I just jumped at the opportunity to be part of the research team for Ellen's work.
So we've got a group of five including me. So I have Lisa is a current student, Jamie is a recent alumni, I have another individual that's a recent alumni, and then another current student. So we have individuals from all different stages of development in the MAC program. And what that does is it brings people together that don't necessarily know each other prior. And so it's fun to come together and to have a common interest and then see how the team sort of creates its own personality through the interactions that we have. And so a lot of what we're doing is really collaborative in nature. Obviously I'm taking the lead since it's my project and my brainchild, but I think that each one of the team members really brings certain strengths to the big picture that allows us to have much more diversity in our perspective and how we approach this stuff.
So the research question is, how do consumers of mental health services live, work, and learn in their community? And ultimately, it's a qualitative investigation, it's exploratory, and so therefore you keep the questions very broad and you allow the consumers to inform the research. So ultimately, we want to use our study to help us connect it to the community. All they mix. So I'd say that as a PhD student, it's helping me with the real life experience of doing research and actually learning the process of qualitative research. And it also ties in how we can use this to inform our practice, but also eventually showing other people how they can use this as a tool and using it to inform like how we can impact and make a positive social change. So it's more than just a research project for me.
Something Jamie just said in terms of being a student at a master's level, we still do research classes, we learn a lot in textbooks about research, what it looks like, but there's no real sense of what it feels like. So being part of this research project, I'm getting a very real sense of what it feels like, not just what it looks like, and that's going to inform not just personally how I respond to clients in the future, people that I will work with, but it's going to become even more real for me very quickly as I move into my internship and I'm working in an agency and I'm working with the very clients that are having to deal with budget cuts and how they access mental health services, how it's impacting their entire world outside of, trying to avail of services. So I think that informs how you do the work, how you now work with these clients, because you've got very limited parameters to work within. So that's going to just keep informing me for the next 10, 20, 30 years of my life, however long I continue to stay in this profession and work with clients. So I see it as a life learning continuation for the rest of my life, and I think that this research will inform that for me. So
for me, I think the benefits are on a number of different levels. As far as the content of the research, I think mostly what I'd like to see happen with it is I would like to be able to have a voice or present a voice for the clients that don't have a voice in legislative bodies. And I don't know yet what that's going to look like, but I'm hopeful that the information we gather we can use to support advocacy efforts for different groups and those sorts of things. And then on a professional level, as a counselor educator, you heard these guys talk about the importance of it for them. And I think for me, as an educator, I believe that we learn by doing. And that's one of my personal philosophies, my personal value. And I think that having the opportunity to bring students alongside me to the point of come to my living room and let's have pizza and talk about this and figure it out, I think that kind of an environment is so meaningful for students whenever they can see that here's my instructor and she's struggling with these real world problems that exist and she's figuring out a way to do something to address the problems. And so I think that there's the content of the research, and hopefully we can inform advocacy efforts, but then there's also the process of the research and how my students are learning and what we together can create. And that's just, it's really kind of magical whenever you can just bring a group of people together to work on a project and develop cohesion and develop purpose. And so it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun whenever you can kind of see how different people are taking the experience and applying it to their own lives.